It's good to be back here, cracking open a cold one with the boy. That's you. You're
I
a boy.
yeah, I'm
Oh
here.
fuck.
I'm here. Am I a boy? My name is Princess Clapton. I'm here on a hot Friday night. Turned off my AC so it doesn't get picked up by the audio, so it's gonna get steamy in here, folks. Got me some truly hard seltzer with a hint of pomegranate. Shouts out, sponsor us, truly hard seltzer. Give me your product and I will say good things about it. What's going on? It's your boy Princess Clapton here with my good friend. What do you go by these days?
I'm going by Funky Buddha.
Is it
Wait,
also
no.
what you're consuming right now?
Yes, correct. How did
How
you
is
know?
Funky Buddha?
I'm drinking the Floridian right now. It's a wheat beer, and it is pretty good. I've been enjoying it.
So, I ate dinner about half an hour ago, and with it, I started drinking a Heineken that I just happened to have. And after eating, I felt like really like kind of nauseous, and I'm like, I don't want to finish this Heineken. So I'm like, and I also don't want to drink beer, but I want the effect of beer. That's where Spike Seltzer comes in. Have you ever had Spike Seltzer?
Uh, no. Is that the White Claw that is like suddenly everywhere now?
White Claw is everywhere. I have not had White Claw, but I have had Truly, which is another brand. Very good. And what I usually do is, like, when I go to things like Shot for Shots or stuff, I'll get a whole six pack, bring it with me, and drink like three or four.
A whole six
And
pack. Oh my god, that's I don't people talk about drinking beer in like larger volumes than I would ever even consider.
the thing about Spike Seltzer, though, is I do it when I don't want something heavy. You know, like, beer is heavy.
Because
Like, it makes
it's essentially
it, like,
water and
weighs it.
alcohol, right?
It, like, beer, like, weighs down your stomach, if that makes sense. It doesn't
Yeah.
make you feel full, but it, like, weighs it down. Like, it makes you feel heavy. And sometimes you don't want that. Sometimes you want to feel light, like a breeze. You want to feel fresh and clean. And that's when good old Spike Seltzer comes.
I've heard
Sponsor us, please.
I've heard
Please
uh
sponsor us.
I've heard good things about vodka waters.
I don't know about vodka water, but I recently, it's probably in the backlog. I don't know if it ever came out. Uh, it is a review of, it is spiked still water. It is spiked water essentially,
So
and
it's a vodka water, except more expensive.
it was undrinkable. It was like I took like two sips and I'm like, this is literally a chemical. It's not like a real. You ever eat or drink something where you're like, this isn't a real consumable thing?
What the fuck could possibly in it be in it that would make you think it is a chemical
Not a
other than
chemical.
ethanol?
Not a chemical. I mean, like, have you like what I'm trying to say is, have you ever had
Was it
something?
is it was it like did it have like I guess it probably had like preservatives in it and it had no taste to
It
cover up the
was it, it
preservatives.
was it was disgusting. But what I'm trying to say is, have you ever consumed something, whether it be a food or a drink, where
Uh-huh.
you ate it and you're like, this is not meant to go inside a human body? Like,
Hmm.
it happened to me with yerba mate. I tried it for the first time and, like, my body rejected it. It was like, this is not meant to be consumed by you. Like, do not swallow this. And the same thing happened with that.
I
Anyway,
actually had that happen today, and it was probably a good thing because it was a Switch game.
you try eating the Switch
Yeah, my
cartridge
body
again.
rejected it.
Yeah, I give a cartridge a lick at, like, once every couple months or so. You get in the mood. You're like, maybe I'll give it a lick today, and you give it that good old lick, and you're like,
I
yeah, it tastes
actually
just as shitty last time, but it's a novelty. It's a novelty taste.
I did it for the first time today.
You did, and
It
your
was
review.
it was exactly what I expected. It was bitter as shit.
Yeah,
Well, it
it's
wasn't
it's
that
it
bad.
it definitely isn't as bad as people say. It's not good. Like, don't get me wrong, but it's like not like it's the worst thing I've ever tasted. You're gonna vomit. Ugh. It's like, it's like bad, but it's not like I could live with this.
I think they should make Switch cartridge flavored things. Switch cartridge flavored alcohol. Spike
It's like
Switch
one of
cartridge.
those. What was the What were those stickers that you used to get? Like they used to have those
Scratch and
stickers in
sniff?
stores. No, it was like these stickers that were like parodies of like food or
I
drinks.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I don't remember what they were called.
Wacky packages.
Wacky packs.
Yeah. It was I could see like a Switch flavored something, Switch cartridge flavored something being a wacky package or a wacky pack card. You know? Do they still make those?
I really hope so. They do. Well, wait. I don't know if they make wacky
Yeah.
packages.
I just went to wackypackages.org and it's like a 90s website. Here, I'm sending you the link.
I don't think they've been making new ones, but
Look at this website. I love it so. It's like I think it's purposeful.
this is great. No, because like that's when they sold them. Was like Greg. I. This has to be ironic, right? Just scroll down
Yeah,
to the
like,
bottom and
has to-
click on Greg.
I love this so much. Shouts out on a audio podcast. I'm talking about completely visual experience. We'll do what we're doing. Links in the show notes.
Wacky Pack redirects here for the brand of kids meals called Wacky Pack. See Sonic Drive-In. Yeah, I was looking for those.
I love when when you're reading an article and it's like or a Wikipedia article and it's like if you were referring to this, click here, and it's like there's no possible reality in which you would have been referring to that. Like I can't think of a time I can't think of an example off the top of my head, but the experience it's real. Shouts out to Wacky Packages.
What else has been happening other than Wacky Packages?
I don't know. Things have been going good in the city where it happened. You know where that is, so I don't
Of course.
really establish any further. Not much new. Actually, I mean, we could jump into the big topic if you're ready. If you're feeling it, you could probably guess what it is.
What is it?
So I finished reading a little manga series.
What could it be?
Called Neon Genesis Evangelion.
It just sounds stupid. What is it? What happens? What do you?
You know
what do you
what?
give it?
You know what? If you would have asked me, 5 years ago what happened in this series, I couldn't tell you. Now, the reason I bring it up is because I've been having this really, really weird feeling since I finished it. Yeah, it's different than like finishing most things. I think it's because this is a series that was like never meant for me to understand it. If that makes sense. Like I watched it when I watched the original show, as you know, it was the worst possible time in my life to consume this show.
Which
I watched it
Explain when you watched it.
I watched it the day before. I started it the day before I graduated high school, and then I finished it in between the morning rehearsal for graduation and the evening graduation. Finished it in that in between couple hours. And yeah, and I just did not appreciate it at all and did not get it. I think that Anime Mario article. What?
No, nothing.
I think that Anime Mario article perfectly put it. Do you remember the article? I gotta find it now. Featured stories. Let's see if it's.
It's like it was like 15-year-old watches Evangelion, doesn't get it.
It was like 50. Okay.
Isn't all.
18-year-old anime fan thinks Shinji is whiny in Netflix original series Evangelion. And I'm like, I just didn't get the series at all, and I didn't get the nuance of the characters, and I think the most important is I didn't understand the plot. And now I have seen so much since then. I've consumed so much since then. I've read so much. I've seen so much. I've lived so much. You know what I mean? So much is like I've consumed so much since then. And I went back to Evangelion this time through the manga, which it had. I'll give it the benefit of the doubt because it has been said, it has been spoken in hushed tones that the manga does a better job of explaining everything.
It does.
Than the show does. And I'm going to put this to the test because I'm going to start watching the show and hopefully finish it within the next week or so. But I have finished Evangelion, and I think I understand everything.
Can you really think that? Like, it's Evangelion.
You can't understand everything, of course, but from what I've reading it, there was not a point in the entire time that I was confused. That's a better way to say it. I understood everything the whole way through, and then it ended, and I'm like, wait, I got all this. There was no questions left. Like, I understood everything that occurred. It also might help that they don't cover the last 2 episodes. They just go straight into End of Evangelion from episode 24. So that probably saved a lot. But yeah, it's also like, it's also weird because it's like, it's kind of like, it's not like, I don't want to like jump and say, oh, I found this incredible thing, because it's like everyone knows this is the best thing ever made. It's like, yeah, this was like the best thing ever written, but I don't want to like run around like screaming its praises because, you know, like I'm like 20 years too late for that. It's like I read it and I'm like, yeah, this is the greatest thing of all time.
I mean,
I'm not gonna like.
I don't think it's too late. Like, if something really is still incredible after 20 years, maybe you should go. Hey guys.
I'm gonna say that it's probably one of my like. I think it's in my top 10 like pieces of media ever. Like, of all
absolutely.
Time. Yeah, it is. Wait, did you ever finish it?
No.
I was just like thinking it through, and I'm like, well, wait a minute. But yeah, it is.
I'm very close.
And I think the best part of this series that I didn't really appreciate the first time is the plot's great, but the characters are like the most well written, I can't fucking speak. The most well realized characters ever. Like, they're not characters, they're human beings. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
It's hard to explain. It's like you don't look at like everyone in this series and are like, this is a character. You're like, this is a person that I'm just peering into something that's happening to them. I'm watching a vlog, you could say.
No, but I definitely agree, and I think to like. I feel like the time that you watched it would have been good because it was like you have to watch it at like a compromising point in your life for it to, you know, make sense, right?
I don't know, because I feel like I'm in a good point in my life right now where I'm not really like compromised or anything like that, and I feel like I understood it better now than I ever did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, but I think the thing that made me fall in love with it was like I was in a compromised position.
Tell your story.
I feel like everyone knows this one. I was on a boat. I was trapped on a boat for 7 days. By trapped on a boat, I mean I went on a cruise.
I love. Okay, sorry to interrupt, but I love how you phrase this cruise trip as like this nightmare where you were trapped on this ship in like the roaring seas for like 7 days, unable to get to shore. And I'm like, you chose to go on a cruise vacation.
I literally, I realized like the morning of when I'm like, oh shit, I should not have agreed to this.
Why? It's a fucking cruise. It's like, it's great.
It is not. You think about it, you go, oh yeah, I'll be on a ship, but like Like, oh my god, it's with your family and not being not 21. It's just hell. It's
Okay, the last cruise I went on was with you, and I had a great time.
but we were
And
children.
we were also with our family.
I was thinking about this. I would happily go on it with you guys, but I will not go on it with family again. There's nothing to
I
do.
feel like I would go on it with family.
See, we'd be chilling. You guys would be like, there was nothing to like. There's people in the world that like understand me, right? And I can like say things and they bounce back at me, right?
Yeah.
Because like they understand me and I understand them. I went on this cruise with no one that understands me, so it felt like I was in like a sensory deprivation chamber. The only like reason I could hear from anyone was myself, and like bouncing back at me, and it was terrifying.
You're giving up. You know what? This is the experience of our lead man Shinji Ikari.
Yeah,
right
and then
this is him going to Nerve.
see, Joshua, that's why it was so comforting when I found Evangelion Volume 3.
It all comes together.
It all returns to nothing. I'll tell you that.
It just keeps tumbling down. The entire time I'm reading the third impact actually happening, I'm like hearing the music in my head and I'm just laughing the whole time. Jesse. God. But yeah, like, see what happened? You went on the cruise ship library, and you just found Volume 3. And you just read it before all the other ones.
Imagine the point that I have to be like I'm gonna go in the library and look at every book, and I did, and I was like, what is this? And it was really big. It's big and it's red. It's like a big ass book, and I pulled it out. It's like, oh, it's Neon Genesis Evangelion. Volume 3, and so I sat down.
What the fuck is Volume 3 of Neon Genesis Evangelion doing on a cruise ship library?
I don't know, but it saved my life. It was great.
I wonder, like, the chain of events that brought that book to you. It's like, I'm guessing what happened is some kid left it on the cruise. And the cruise, like, employees found it, and they're like, "Oh, should we toss this?" And they're like, "No, we'll put it in the library that we have."
That's probably how
like,
they got
all these
the
old
books.
shitty like Tom Clancy books or something, James Patterson books or something like that. Whatever you'd find in like a cruise ship.
I actually was about to read a Tom Clancy book before that.
That's very cruise library core.
Yeah.
But yeah, so they just threw it on the shelf there and let it sit, and I don't think anyone touched it until you did.
Because
and then you said when you got Wi-Fi, you just downloaded all the volumes on your phone.
Yeah, then I went to like some island. I don't remember which one it was, but some island nation, and I hacked their Wi-Fi and I pirated all the rest of Evangelion.
You see, if I were on a cruise today, I think I would just get the unlimited drink pass, and just be drunk 7 days straight.
Yeah, I wasn't 21, so they wouldn't give it to me.
But you're in international waters.
It doesn't matter. They don't give it to you.
Damn. Is it an American company, I'm guessing?
Yes, I believe so.
Which cruise line?
It was Royal Caribbean.
Oh.
But it wasn't actually like. Okay, it was bad. It was
Well, as they say, you cruise, you lose.
Go watch You Cruise, You Lose, and you can watch me.
I just
essentially ramble into the camera as I'm going insane.
I love the premise of this whole story and this whole vlog is the fact that I went on a cruise vacation that people long for, and it was hell. Like, I love the whole framing of that.
It's a cautionary tale of addiction and money.
It's a tale of hubris.
It's a tale of hubris, exactly.
It has all the same themes as Neon Genesis Evangelion.
Though
Uh,
I feel like the really key point was that like at any time I could have escaped. I could have purchased the internet, but I didn't. I didn't. I made it through 7 whole days.
I feel like that would be nice. 7 days not thinking about the.
I would I would love to do it if I had people that would keep me sane.
We should go on a
We
vlog
should.
vlog cruise. You know how they have those like impractical jokers cruises?
Yeah.
We should make like a vlog cruise.
Also, not 7 days. I feel like 3 or 4
Yeah.
days is a much
I
better
think
period of time.
3 is perfect.
3 is a great amount of time.
But yeah, back to Ava. So it's weird because I became like really into Hideaki Anno as an artor. Is that what the word is? Artor?
Auteur?
Autor? Yeah, I can never pronounce words. That's a thing I can't do. But
I
I
don't know
became
if
really
I
into him
pronounced
about a year ago when I watched what was the documentary? The Kingdom of Dreams and Madness. And I got really into him through that, which is not about him. It's about Hayao Miyazaki, but he was in it. So, and I became really into him with that, and I'm like, this is the guy that's known for making Ava, but I don't care about Ava. And I'm like, I'm just going to become obsessed with him. And I think that really helped. But then also, he's a great writer because the entire time I was reading Ava, I didn't once think about him.
Yeah, it's
I
weird
didn't
to
think,
think that
oh,
he wrote
Anno's
that.
writing this. Yeah, it's like you think Anno is like this funny eccentric, and then it's like I read Ava and I'm like, oh yeah, this is what he's known for. This is his magnum opus. But yeah, and the experience with the characters that I think everyone, it's a famous like thing, like when it's always when you're a teenager, it's always the debate between Rei and Asuka. One person, sorry to confuse you all, just their name is just Rei and Asuka. But it's always that debate. Oh, do you like Rei? Do you like Asuka more? And then when you get older, you learn to appreciate Misato as the far superior character. And I had that exact same experience where I'm like reading this and I'm like, Misato is my favorite character in anything ever. Like I'm like, this is so good. And then Asuka comes in again, and I'm like, oh yeah.
I feel like the manga.
Does that make sense? Like
Yeah.
like Asuka comes on in, and I'm like, yeah, I still love her. Sorry, like they're both equal now, but like I can't forget Asuka.
I feel like the manga really, it really lets you it lets you come to a great your own great decision. You know.
Yeah. Who's okay? I know obviously you're gonna say Misato as your answer, but who is for you, other than Misato, best Ava girl?
I feel like we have had this conversation, and I said Ray.
So you see,
You see,
I understand Ray more, but I also think that makes her my least favorite even more. I don't know how that makes sense, but Ray isn't really a character. She does have a character arc
she's a
per
lot of
se
character
through
in the manga.
as the series.
Did you not? You didn't get any of that?
Yeah.
Was that just me?
No, she has a great arc, and I don't know how far you've gotten.
I'm almost done.
And what'd you say?
I'm almost
And I don't know how far you've gotten, and I don't remember if this happens in the show because I don't remember any of the show. So I don't remember how much. It's interesting because I really don't know how much is fabricated for the manga and how much actually happened in the show, which is really interesting because I don't remember like any of the show. But they kind of like Ray as a character. I'm not going to spoil anything for those who haven't like seen it, but like Ray as a character makes all this progress and then it's undone, and the way that development is good for the plot but not good for the character.
I think it is a.
That's how I'll pitch it.
I think it's a testament that these are real people, and sometimes real people don't have full character arcs. Sometimes you
Yeah.
kind of just like you kind of revert to your old ways and then die.
Yeah, and it's like Misato and guy's name is Kaji, right?
Kachi. Yes.
Yeah, yeah. I think they're two peas in a pod. They're like when I talk about one, you have to talk about the other, but not necessarily. But for this case, we'll talk about. And I feel like they're prime examples in they don't have these character arcs, these character development tracks. They just you just explore them so deeply that it's like the ups and downs of their life and what they're experiencing, and it's not like, oh, I'm gonna go on an arc, I'm gonna go on a personal journey. It's like I'm just experiencing these things, and you get such a deep glimpse into it.
I feel like
That it's
I feel
like
like
I
that's
understand this person better than I understand myself.
I feel like that is a great description of Kaji, because like he pretty much nothing changes with him in that you get to see, right? You start
Yeah.
he's doing what he's doing and then he's not. Like that's the whole thing that you get to see, and everything that you
Yeah.
get out of him happened in the past.
Yeah,
And
and it's weird because like I finished reading it and I'm like I feel like spoilers. Fuck it. Spoiler.
Of
No one's
course there's
listening to
spoilers.
spoilers. Okay, fuck it. I feel like someone I met last week died a couple days after I met him. It's like that feeling. It's like, oh shit, that guy I just met died. Like, it's
Yeah.
like, damn, that sucks. Like, it's like I knew this person, and then they're like, oh wait, they're not real.
You ever realize something's not real? And it's like,
I've been having this real cognitive disconnect that like Ava didn't have it. It's that real. It's like, but yeah, I think I understand the characters better than I ever have, which is the big part of it for me. But the also other interesting accomplishment that I feel is I feel like I understand the whole plot, which is a big claim. It's a bold claim. I'm still a little wonky on the second impact, and I don't. But everything else, I feel like I understand.
The second impact was but it was an angel touched Adam, right? Or and then
Yes and no.
They lied to everyone saying that like an asteroid hit. There's like two layers of lies. There's like lies
There's
that the public
I don't know
knows.
how far you've gone, but there's 3 layers of lies.
Yeah,
I think the first layer of lie
I don't
is
remember
the
which one
asteroid
was
thing, and I
correct.
think the second layer of lie is the angel touched it thing. I think. And I think there's a third layer, and I think it has something because I know the way to
is
cause
that they were like fucking with it, right?
yeah. I know the way to cause third impact is to have Adam touch Lilith. And they were saying, oh, if it was an angel touching what's the Lilith's the one on the cross, right? And Adam's the little thing.
Yes.
Yeah, so I think they were like saying, oh, if an angel touches Lilith, which wasn't true. It's the third impact is caused by Adam touching Lilith, and then all this crazy shit happened, and then I think Gendo absorbed Adam, and then Ray absorbed it from him, and then Ray touched Lilith, and then that caused third. I think I get it.
Yeah. The thing that actually caused the second impact was they were like trying to extract the
I think
DNA
they
from
found
Ray.
Adam. They found Adam, and they were trying to fuck with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then later was the whole thing with the Ava and Shinji's mom.
Mm-hmm.
Was a couple years later. Yeah. I think I get it all.
But also,
I think I got
also
it.
all the units are like they're clones of him, right?
Clones of who?
Of Adam? Question mark.
I think so. Maybe I don't understand as much as I thought.
They're clones
I
of someone because they grew the whole the whole angel thing that became the units, right? And that's why it takes so long
Yeah.
to whatever. Yeah. I'll finish it up and I'll let you know.
You'll understand it, and I'm gonna watch the show and understand, and second guess myself, and be like, maybe I don't get this.
The manga has a lot more than the show. I will tell you
I feel
that
like-
much.
I feel like I don't remember anything that happened in the show, so I feel like the manga takes a lot of time. Well, there'll be two characters, and the character will be like, "Listen, I'm gonna explain to you this," and I'm like, I don't think that happened. I don't think a character sat down and is like, "I'm gonna explain to you this because I feel it's important." like, I'm like, I have a little faith that that scene occurred, but like, do we even get Kaji's backstory in the show? I don't remember.
I don't. I think there is a little bit, but it's not like nearly as much.
But yeah,
You also like you see pretty much nothing about like you see a little bit of like what he does. Anyway,
he's a little super secret guy.
a little double agent, triple agent. Maybe.
I'll call him Sniff and Sleuth. It's getting real steamy. It's like super hot. I'm like all sweaty. I could turn on the AC, but the audio will be fucked up. So.
Well, it's your choice because you're gonna be the one listening to this. Hi, future Josh.
I'll put it on low. I'll turn it on and put it on low. Give me a second.
So how's it going, friends?
It's not that bad, is it?
I can't hear it. Maybe you can.
Okay.
Future Josh. Oh, why?
Whoa, I'm a floating head. Oh.
Fuck.
What was just said? What was just said? Oh, it's in that channel. This is.
I can't. It doesn't.
This is a great. This is a great image. We will not put this in the show notes. You'll just have to use your imagination.
So yeah, what else happened other than Ava?
Other than Ava, I got a little package today.
Oh no. What is it?
Do you know what it is?
No.
A little package in the mail. I have not consumed this thing. It is a little book that came out that I pre-ordered like a year ago and forgot about, and now it has arrived on my doorstep.
Oh, I know.
And I am holding in my hand Ruby After the Fall, the Team Coffee novel. And here we go. Like, I'm gonna give you my review without having read the book. I opened up to a random page, and all the dialogue on that page was between Ruby and Weiss. And I'm like,
No.
wait. I'm like, wait a minute, is this just a fanfic? Like, is this meant to be like a hypothetical fictional story that happened at some point? Or is this? Hey, I'll give it credit. I have not read it. It could be a flashback. That's the only thing I can say that like will save this, because I'm like, if Team Ruby shows up in this fucking thing and like helps them, it's good. And the other thing that really scares me, I read a little bit of the back cover description, and apparently they get sent after the downfall of Beacon. The plot picks up of them getting sent to Shade Academy in Vacua. And this is not a problem, but it is. The reason this is a problem is because why would they make the setting of this novel Shade Academy if they were planning on exploring it at all in the show?
I'll give the book a
Just
pass
starts a
if
deep
it is.
drinking.
I'll give the book a pass if it is better than the actual story that happened.
We'll have to see. The cover art's pretty good. Everyone looks good except for Velvet. Velvet looks really weird for some reason. Everyone else looks good. Apparently they go into different POVs, so like there's different chapters for each member. So we're gonna see some guy from what's the redhead guy's name?
Fox.
Yeah, we're gonna see some POV from him, which is gonna be real interesting, because he's like the least developed character in all of RWBY.
Wait, has he's talked like once, right?
I don't know. Has he said a word?
I think he had one line.
And then like half the back cover is a like stock picture of Ruby herself. So
I know the image you're talking about. It's the It's the volume 1 outfit, right? She's like holding the scythe.
No.
Oh, really?
I'll send you the picture.
Okay. Is it the volume 4
look
outfit?
up. Yes, but it's like that like volume 4 like anime design that they did in all the ad campaigns.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. But yeah, so I'll read this at some point. I have like a backlog of like 30 books, so I'll read this eventually.
I need you to read it, and I need you to tell me if it is any good.
But no, it's one of those things where it's like this could be terrible or it could be great. But yeah.
I feel like if I don't want to make this a Ruby podcast, but we, at least
make it away.
At least the comment, yeah, that was the picture I was thinking of. At least there is a like common consensus now that the first 3 volumes were good, because at some point that was not like an acceptable thing to say, but now you can say, yeah, the first 3 volumes were good, and everyone goes, oh, okay.
Yeah, that's nice because volumes 1 through 3 separate that from everything else. That is like my favorite thing ever. Like.
Please separate it from everything else.
Like I can't put Ruby in like my favorites list of anything anymore because of the later volumes. I even like 4. I'll even give 4 a pass. But I think
I gotta tell you about this
yes.
chart I was gonna make.
Yes.
It was gonna be like sort of like a Venn diagram, and it was like it was animation movement, like movement coordination, fight coordination was one of them. It was graphics in the other one, and then story in the third one. And
yes.
every volume 1, 2, and 3 each have 2 of those.
Okay.
And right, like volume 1 has coordination and story, but but like the graphics are weird.
Yeah.
And whatever. Volume 4 has story, but doesn't have the rest.
Okay.
And then 5 and 6 have nothing.
I feel like the most important thing that I value in Ruby is character. And because volumes 1 through 3 do the Eva thing where it's like these feel like real people, not as good, like not as good as Eva does it, but like,
well, yeah.
By the time you get through volume 1 through 3, it's like these are your real people that you're friends with, not like characters and thing. And I think the real tragedy of Ruby lies in the fact that they just did not realize what they had. Like they're like, we made the best characters ever. How? Let's ruin them. Like,
rebuild.
Let's literally make them unwatchable. Oh shit! No. I'm doing the Jesse flail.
But yeah, I agree. That they had it all and they threw it away.
Yeah.
Just for nothing. Why the fuck did they change the animation style? Why did they have to do that?
That was the beginning of the end. That definitely was
the beginning. Even. But it's so bad. Why did they do it? It still doesn't look as good.
Literal tears.
And it's super uncanny. You can clearly tell who was made before and after.
Like, there's certain characters that, like, they don't look too bad in the new style. Like Crow, for example. Rest in peace.
He's not in the show anymore.
They are so killing him off screen. But yeah, like you can tell, like, Crow doesn't look bad in the new engine. I'm trying to think of any other example at all. Like I don't know, like Jean doesn't look terrible. Just looks like a normal guy. Like you can like they don't look too bad. There's some characters that like don't look too bad, and there's some characters that don't look absolutely disgusting, like nauseating. Like volume 6, like volume 5 and 6, like Yang is like like I get physically nauseous looking at her. Like
Literally does not look like the same person.
completely different personality. Like everything is different. I said they replaced it. Like I always make the bit that they just like decided they weren't gonna write the character anymore, and they just threw in like a blow up doll. And they're like like one of those inflatable blow up dolls, and kind of like tossing it around the screen.
Yeah.
Like knocking it from one person to another. Like, yeah, I don't want to hold this. Like toss it.
If we ever remake Ruby, yeah, is a blow up doll with a wave.
Yeah, it's like when you go to like a concert or like a sports game and they're passing around those giant beach balls.
Yeah.
And everyone's like hitting them around. That's Yang in Ruby Volume 5 and 6.
Oh my god, what happened? Why did this happen? No.
This is the #1 Ruby podcast on the internet. And so Ruby was a series that started off incredible. And started off, okay, I'll give this an analogy. It started off feeling real good, and then it made a decision that destroyed it for the rest of its run. I'm feeling real good right now, but I'm tempted to make a decision that will destroy me for the rest of the night, because Spike Seltzer was not the only thing I bought on this little trip to 7-Eleven.
What else did you buy?
I bought Rain Energy Drink, Total Body Fuel, Carnival Candy.
No, don't do it. Don't do it, I'm begging you, please.
It is 10:45 p.m. Should I commit suicide and drink this with alcohol?
No, you absolutely shouldn't. You're gonna ruin your entire weekend.
It's the reign of dangerous energy drinks. They've overdosed. And you know what?
What?
You know what? I'm not gonna run away. I'm gonna pilot the Ava. I'm not going to drink this tonight, and I'm gonna stay on the podcast. How many times in Evangelion does Shinji run away and say, "I'm not going to do this anymore," and then a character talks to him and is like, "You know, you should do this," and he's like, "I'm going back."
It happens more in the manga, I'll tell you that.
I can't wait to watch the show because I'm so curious as to how much is different.
It's very different.
Like, I wonder if I understand it because it's a completely different story.
The manga just presents it in such a good way. It's like, again, they made the whole show, like, they made it week by week, right? And it's like,
yeah.
And so that's why it kind of falls apart at the end.
Yeah.
But the manga, they looked at the show and they're like, let's just like restructure things a little bit to make them, everything's already here, let's just like put it in a little bit of a different order, and then we explain a bunch of stuff in the middle. Yeah. And it's great. It's
so it's like, it's still like everything is canon. We're just giving you an easier way of digesting it.
Yes. I don't know. I don't think there's like anything that is even like in dispute other than the order.
I think the fact that I think the real core of like my pride in finally understanding is the fact that I understand the Human Instrumentality Project is like a big, like, I watched Ava for the first time in high school and they kept on talking about this thing called the Human Instrumentality Project. I just did not know what they were talking about, and the show ended and I'm like, I just missed that whole part of the series, which is like the main part of the story.
It's a whole other show once you like understand what's actually happening.
Yeah, like, so the great thing about it is that there's this whole character drama going on about character relationships and character like deep dive into the human psyche that's going on one front, and then on this other front there was this whole sci-fi conspiracy going on the other thing. And the thing is, when it finally comes to a head, it all makes sense because the whole concept of the sci-fi conspiracy is playing on the issues that the characters were having
and is driving the whole conflict of the show.
Oh, it's so good. It's so good.
It really is.
I'm losing my mind. But
you know what?
Yeah.
You know what else had a great conflict that drove the characters?
No.
I wasn't talking about that, but
We're not talking about Ruby.
It did, but you know.
What else were you talking about?
I was talking about Kagura Project.
Oh.
Which is great.
That's something I was gonna say. Kagura Project and Eva are very similar.
They are.
It's the meme of the guy like sitting there with the coffee cup and the sign. Kagura Project and Eva are the same. Prove my wrong.
Oh, you prove me wrong.
It's a very similar way of conveying things. It's a very similar pattern where it's these character relationships and character things on the forefront, and this big in Kagura Project it's a fantasy plot, not really a sci-fi plot going on in the background. And they all come to a head and they all realize that it was the same thing. It's like they feel separate and then you realize in the end it's all the same thing all along. Or it's all connected all along.
Yeah, they're just very different ways of telling. I think the thing in common is that they're both good stories.
It's just so much stuff that comes out now like terrible that it's like I just become desensitized, and now I'm having this like visceral reaction to something because it's just one thing that I happen to find that was good. It's like I'm just taking for granted that everything is going to be ad. Like I think I've talked about on this podcast like how I've realized now that like I don't know if it's because I'm older and this was happening for all time or because of the change in the escape, is that unfinished movies are just coming out and no one's saying anything.
I was going to bring this up because I think this is an issue. I think movies have come up with a way to seem like they're good without actually being good.
Okay, I think I get what you're saying. I feel like I think the biggest example of this for me was I think it was in late 2017 the Justice League movie came out, and it was released and it didn't do great, but like some people liked it, some people didn't like it. It was like run of the mill kind of movie. Like no one, like there was people that didn't like it, people that liked it. Okay, I got out of that movie and I hated it, but I couldn't pinpoint why for a little while, and then it hit me. The movie wasn't finished. Like, and I think it's an issue of studio splicing. Did I come up with that term? I wrote like a thing about the movie Venom, like an analysis a while ago about the movie Venom, where it was called Venom: The Curse of Studio Splicing.
Studio splicing,
or something like that.
In post.
Like
fixing it.
Where they just a movie is made and the editing just makes the movie like not finished. Like they're like, oh, we don't need this scene. Oh, we'll cut this out. Oh, we'll do that. And it's like, but you didn't convey everything. Like you didn't release the full movie.
I think this is because Hollywood movies are so like they're so focus grouped and tested that they have figured out a way to make you think that a movie is good. Right? So the only thing that matters is that you come out of the theater going, oh yeah, that was good. And they've found a way to manipulate you into thinking that it's good without actually making an engaging story.
There's a lot of movies that are like, I feel like 90% of movies I see nowadays, I come out of it and I'm like, oh, that was good, because they're never bad anymore. Never go into a movie. Actually, no. I just saw X-Men: Dark Phoenix, which was absolute trash. But you go into like a big blockbuster film, and I'm not talking about smaller movies. I'm not talking about like the off the beaten path movies that are coming out. I'm talking about like big blockbuster movies. You go into it, and you're never gonna come out and say that was bad because they've perfected a way to make it not bad. Mm-hmm. Like it's never going to be bad. It's just never going. Like it's never. There's always going to be, like, the movie... Like, parts of the movie are just going to be missing. Like, it just doesn't feel finished. And I can't really articulate it that well.
I understand why they do that. Do you want to know why?
Tell me what it is, baby.
It's because they want to appeal to everyone. Right? They want that Rotten Tomatoes score. They want everyone giving a thumbs up. So they make something that
Yeah.
is so widely acceptable to the most amount of people, and China. But
I think China's the biggest fucking thing
yeah,
nowadays. Like they don't care how it does in America. If it gets like a ton of money in China, they're keeping it
yeah.
going.
Think about how polarizing Evangelion is. It's because it is a story that is really good for the right person.
Okay, I'm scrolling through and I'm looking at the movies I saw in theaters this year.
I'm scrolling
And
through
all
pictures
of
of
it
Misato's tits.
so much better. But no, but I'm scrolling through and I'm like I almost feel like that's disrespectful to Misato though. Sorry to get off my tangent.
I don't think it is.
Yeah, whatever.
I
Okay.
feel like she'd happily show you her tits, right? If she had enough to drink.
Hmm. Or if she was trying to get you to do something.
Yeah, of course. This is not disrespectful at all. How fucking dare you?
Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna go through like every movie I saw in theaters this year felt unfinished. Let's see. Alita Battle Angel, How to Train Your Dragon 3, Captain Marvel, garbage. Um, Rocket Man. Avengers Endgame was good. It was great, but it's not like top tier. I feel okay. Infinity War surpassed all of that like bullshit and became like God tier movie. You know what I mean?
No.
But Endgame, you don't because you haven't seen it. But okay, Infinity War is God tier. But like Endgame was the best. It was 10 out of 10 for being still stuck in the thing. Does that make sense?
Sure.
Like it was the best it possibly could have been. It felt finished. It felt complete for still being stuck in the. The only movie I saw I'm not talking about like watched on my own. I'm only talking about like in theaters. New film that just came out this year that didn't fall into this was Us. That's the new Jordan Peele horror movie, and
because he makes things that are supposed to be polarizing, right?
I mean I don't know about polarizing, but it was like it was a very Night Mind core movie. That's what I call it. Where it's like something that you would think Night Mind would
Sorry,
analyze.
polarizing. I don't mean like it's like, oh, this is controversial or whatever. He makes things that are like for himself, and if you understand him, then you will get it.
Yeah,
But not everyone will.
You know what it is? It's called being a fucking artist.
Yeah, movies are not
It's
made
called-
by artists anymore.
Yeah, movies. That's it. Movies used to be made by artists that had a vision, and of course, there's hundreds of people that work on movies sometimes, and of course, everything they think. But there's always a vision. There was always a vision behind the movie. Now I feel like movies there's movies that are coming out from the inception to the conclusion that were not. There was never a vision. It was just all created by the studio, by a company from the beginning. Like a lot of Marvel movies are good. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 does not fall into any of this, and it's like my favorite movie ever. It's my textbook example of a perfect masterpiece movie. Guardians Volume 2 is very similar to Ava. Unrelated.
Everything's similar to Ava.
Yeah. It's because it's good. That's the similar.
It's similar in the way that they're both good.
No, I think it's similar in the way that it handles its characters. That's what I'd say. But anyway, every other every big, huge, big budget blockbuster movie that's coming out right now is not based on a vision. It's based on a studio idea in a room of corporate entities that are trying to make money. And I guess that's the issue, but I feel like there's still some stuff like Infinity War was a corporate movie the whole way through, and it's also incredible. You know,
I
I don't want to say, but I think it's getting worse. It's getting worse, and they're getting away with it.
They're getting away with it
because they perfected
figured
this
out.
formula.
They figured it out.
Yeah, they did. they perfected this formula where it's like, and as you were talking about before, the formula, and I think this is why I've become so like in the past, like, huh? Um, Alberto just joined the call, but we're in the middle of a podcast, so I don't know. Unless you want to start recording your audio.
That's why we're in this channel.
Can you not hear us?
I don't know.
That was funny. I just saw his working Alberto face pop in, no noise, and then leave.
I was hoping you'd just continue.
Okay, but no, we need. This is Gonzo. This is really what we need to. This is to show the reality that we're in.
Yeah.
Okay, I think this whole is the reason why I've become really like obsessed with Miyazaki in the past year, or so, and I've become like really into watching a bunch of Miyazaki documentaries and things like that. And I've been going to a lot of like educational panels about him and stuff like that, and I just come really into him because he's the last stand of the old guard, where it's like I'm making these big budget wide release like blockbuster movies in Japan. Like they're not like blockbuster here. They only get like very limited screens here. But like in Japan, they're the equivalent of our Marvel movies, so to say. Whatever you want to do, give our analogy of here in America. But like he's the last guard where he's like an artist through and through. Everything comes from his vision. Everything from the beginning to end, to where he is drawing frames of the movie. Like everything comes through him, and it's all these people that are working directly for him, and everything needs to be run by him. He is the maker of this movie, and he has a bunch of people working on it, but they're all vessels, extensions of him and his vision. And he's the last stand in blockbuster filmmaking of that notion. That's how I'd explain it. And that's and he makes some of the best movies ever made, and I love him so much. And yeah, that's my review. That's my review of Hayao Miyazaki.
his little bearded face with the glasses. You know him. You know what he looks like.
You know his face.
Mwah.
Yeah. I think I've made my point.
I agree. I'm going to end Jen, but also, is this
what happened?
She put a 3 on the picture. Is this why you feel that like YouTube are better? Like you watch more YouTube than movies, maybe?
You see, I do. Guaranteed. But I'm trying to cut back on YouTube, honestly, because I want to watch more primary media. I feel like I go through this cycle where I watch a ton of YouTube, and then I'm like, I want to watch more primary media, and then I cut back on YouTube and watch more primary media, and then I get fucking upset, and I go back to YouTube. And I feel like I just constantly go through this like never-ending cycle. But yeah.
I feel like maybe it's that the personal connection to a creator is really important, and you're not getting that through movies.
The way my taste in media has definitely shifted over the years to where I'm much more creator focused. I guess it's because I've become like more focused on pursuing my creative like journey, I guess. And I'm like really focused on becoming a like full-time author someday. I don't know if that's changed my perspective. It probably has, but I'm definitely much more artist, creator, whatever you want to call it, focused than I am series property focused nowadays.
I
hear boop and I'm like...
See, I mean, I agree, and I feel like the connection to someone creating something is important, even if you don't know who it is, even if you don't know anything about them. The idea that something is a product of someone's thoughts, it comes from someone's mind, it has some sort of consistency in their mind, that's what makes it good.
Yeah, that That is it. That is why movies don't feel finished, is because there's no single person that has the consistent vision in their head.
Right.
There's no single person like, this is what I wanted from beginning to end.
If someone comes up with it, then it follows the sequence of
their logic. Yeah. And obviously studios can change certain things about it, but they'll still feel like a movie. Like, and I feel like that's also the biggest issue of this current Star Wars trilogy, is that The Force Awakens, the first in the trilogy, has a clear vision. J.J. Abrams, a creator, went into this and is like, I'm going to pursue my vision for the continuation of the Star Wars story. And he went into it and made this incredible movie that, like, kicked off this whole new thing. And it might be my favorite Star Wars movie. I don't know. But it's like, it's this incredible continuation of the story that you didn't know you needed, but feels so satisfying. And then they just said, stop, you're done. We'll have some random other guy continue the story. And then The Last Jedi came out. The Last Jedi, a cinematic failure. No, The Last Jedi isn't bad. It's just the exact example of, this is on a trilogy scale, not a single movie scale. But it's the perfect example of like just all of a sudden in the middle of this 3-part story, they just stopped understanding the story because the person that was making the story is now not part of it, and he's coming back for 3. They're like, we're sorry, take it back. Anyway, what is going on?
Hey, wait, hold on. Last thing on the topic, I think Star Wars is mass-produced garbage and doesn't have any.
No. Force Awakens. You know what? I've always been wishy-washy. I'm gonna say it. Force Awakens is my favorite Star Wars movie. One of my favorite movies of all time.
As big of a hack he is, George Lucas does have a brain and did write 3 movies. Right. Those are.
He wrote 6.
Well, you know. Those are probably better than these. I haven't watched them.
Rebuild of Evangelion. I've not watched.
Also haven't watched. You know him.
You know Hideake Anno. Is Who's Afraid of Sailor Moon the best YouTube video?
It is shocking how often it is relevant. In shocking detail of relevancy.
Because I was thinking about it the other day when I was showing Jen and everything. I was like, I think this might be the best YouTube video ever made. Like, I think it is perfect in every capacity, and it is the perfect example of how the YouTube medium is better, so much more than people give it credit for.
I think maybe saying it is the perfect YouTube video is a misnomer. It is, for the topic of subs versus dubs, it answers everything. You no longer need to have this discussion because you can copy that link and paste it in. There's no need to say anything. It says everything about the topic.
I'm listening to you, and I'm also looking at this. We are simultaneously waging a war in our porn chat right now. But I'm gonna incorporate this. Ronald Bulb has spoken.
I am the new CEO of Bush's Baked Beans.
Oh, Bush's.
There are differences.
And that's the quintessential video on baked beans.
Exactly. The video is so good and has no linking relevance at all.
So I've been keeping a playlist going for this year. I want to find it so I can talk about it. Here. So I've been keeping a video playlist going, the best videos of 2019.
Okay.
So that way I don't have to do a top 10 at the end of the year or something, because I have this playlist going all year. And when I see a video that I know makes it, it gets in, and I'll send it to you so you have a reference. But I at some point, maybe I'll start it tonight after this podcast. I want to go back and go through like all of my favorites and go buy all the best videos of all time.
That would be really interesting. I would like to see that.
She'll convert. Unrelated chat going on.
We've now the topic has shifted from Misato's tits to whether she is a
Misato's
good Jewish
religion.
bride. I think she is. Like, I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah,
these are great videos.
I feel okay. I feel like Misato would be the kind of person where it's like she's so busy that it's like, will you just convert so we can just get married already? And like, yeah, fuck it.
I feel like you'd be the one to convert.
What'd you say?
Like you'd be the one to convert. She wouldn't have time. She's a weird utilitarian.
You're absolutely right.
Oh no.
Is she the best girl ever?
Yes. Correct. You figured it out.
Our Misato, what's her last name again?
It starts with
Misato. Everyone's last name in this show starts with a K. Misato Katsuragi. Is our Misato Katsuragi and Michelle Tobin the same person?
She really, I feel like she is the opposite of Kamina. Right? She is the best girl ever.
Fuck. So yeah. So back to YouTube. I think the fact that there are, like, right now I have 7 videos in this playlist, and there are 7 videos that came out this year so far that I would consider some of the best YouTube videos ever made, is like crazy. It's the only medium where things are coming out constantly that are good. Like, it's the only medium that I'm not starving for good stuff anymore. Like, movies, it's like so rare that a good thing comes out now. Shows, same thing. Like, I'm always getting disappointed left and right, I feel like, nowadays with media. Like, it's so much more often that things are getting bad now. And I don't know what happened. Like, things that started off great are just like so much more often. I don't know if it's because I'm getting older and more cynical and more like...
We're boomers.
No, I say as I take a sip of a Heineken. No, but something's going on where just so much more things are turning bad left and right. And I don't know if it's because I'm getting more like media savvy. I don't know if it's because I'm getting more into like creating myself. That like, but I'm just like everything is going to shit. The last season of Game of Thrones, I hate to go on the Game of Thrones tangent again. The last season of Game of Thrones was unacceptable. It was unacceptable. Like, how could that possibly happen?
How did they let the... You know, it's because it's not from George R. R. Martin's mind. There's no way it could have ever made sense. This is my new thing. I think this is correct, honestly.
It's creator's mind.
It's the creator's mind, and you can't make something with the same logical consistency if you are not them.
Yes, that is the conclusion. That is why. That is everything. Yes. I'm having a brain blast. It's going. What's with Galaxy Brain? That's happening to me right now.
Like your brain's exploding. It really is just a fucking
neurons
brain
firing
blast,
left
right?
and right.
Brain blast.
God. Yeah. 1 second.
I think on this podcast right now we decoded it.
We decoded the media crisis. I'll call it that, the media crisis. No, what were they calling? I just watched a Democratic debate last night. They were saying something that was like
the oil crisis.
There was some buzzword. There was some buzzword that I thought was hilarious that I wanted to bring up tonight, but I can't remember it now because I care so little.
So I'm sorry.
It's just, I don't want. No, we're not talking about politics. Forget I even started.
I want to hear it
Continue.
afterward.
Yeah. Okay. What else is there? Oh, speaking on the train of YouTube, a YouTuber that I've been really infatuated with recently. Is that the word? I feel like
Yeah.
infatuated is romantic.
Not necessarily.
It's borderline romantic.
It is romantic, but
Nick
you can
Robinson.
use it in a non-romantic way. I was going to talk to you about the new Nick Robinson video.
I only got halfway through it, but
Oh, well.
so I can't really talk about it fully. But that's what made me. I got halfway through it before we started tonight, like right before.
Nick Robinson
and that's
is
what made me
perfect at 1.75 speed.
There's just, there's just something like I was like really sick with like a really bad stomach virus a couple weeks ago, and I just wanted something like comfortable to put on for a long time. And I like dove into like all the Nick Robinson videos. I haven't like a lot of, not all because he's been going for like years, but like some of the recent like big Nick Robinson videos that I haven't seen. And I I love these videos that have been coming out where it's like, what's the genre of video? I'm curious about something, so I will go to an absurd length.
It's not a genre. It's just something that he does because it makes sense in his mind.
Yeah, it's I'm curious about something, so I will go to an absurd length to get the answer or solve the problem or to make this thing a reality. And I figured it out. I've cracked the code. Nick Robinson, whether he knows it or not, is a gonzo journalist.
He definitely is.
He's
absolutely
he's
is.
very Hunter S. Thompson-esque. He is not like him at all. Completely different personalities, completely different wavelengths, like completely different demeanor, but they have the same thought process in terms of decoding the world around them. I'm tasked in writing a story on the death of the American dream. Naturally, I have to go on this huge existential journey to Las Vegas and like do every drug imaginable at the same time and see what happens. In the most sensory overload city possible, I'm going to do every drug known to man at the same time.
How could that possibly help him understand America? He just wanted to do the drugs.
Hey, he was sent to cover a race, and he, in the thing, like the story of, it's a sports journalism story of him covering a race that turned into the book Fear Living in Las Vegas. He went to go cover this race, and in the middle of it, he's like, I didn't see the race. I don't know who won. I don't even know who was racing. I don't know what to do.
I feel like maybe the best content we could get out of Nick Robinson is hiring him to do things.
And I know, obviously, I assume this was all one trip. Like, I assume all these recent videos that come out, like, naturally, I had to fly to Japan to answer this question. It's all, like, one trip.
Yeah.
Like, he just made a million videos.
He even used the same footage.
I love the whole conceit where he said, I don't know the answer to this question, so I'm gonna fly to a different country halfway across the world.
I like the idea that between each video is flying back and forth. So he's like, he gets there, does one thing, goes back. He's like, ah, shit.
I want to see if I can get this. I want to see if I can get this free Pikachu sticker. I'm gonna fly to Japan.
How fucking prepared is he on that trip? Where he's like, he probably wrote the whole flight. He's like, I'm gonna do this and this and this and this and this. I'm gonna make 7 videos out of it.
Yeah, like he must have gone for a little while.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna say, like, I think Nick Robbins is my favorite. Like, I don't know if he would go by this, but I would call it by this. He's my favorite active working journalist.
Your favorite what?
Currently active journalist.
I mean, he literally did used to work at Polygon before he got fired. He got canceled and then fired, and now he makes better things.
Imagine firing Nick Robinson. Like, imagine, like, this guy that takes so much initiative to get a story. It's like, we're firing you.
He got fired from a social justice publication for hitting on women.
Oh, fuck. Oh, God. Oh.
And you know what he did? He literally did it right. He never apologized. He just kept going.
He just said, you know what? I'm gonna do it myself. And he does.
I'm just gonna fly to Japan to escape my sexual harassment allegations. He should do a video on that.
The cops were chasing me down, so naturally I had to fly to Japan.
And seek asylum.
And it's like the same shot, and you see the cops knocking on the window of the plane. Oh man. Yeah, Nick Robinson is.
He literally was a journalist, and he likely still is. I don't see any reason.
He is a gonzo journalist.
And in the state that journalism is in right now, he might be doing the best journalism work out of everyone.
The conclusion to the never actually made journalism finale was that the only feasible way for journalism to actually work in the modern age is if it goes gonzo. That was the concluding thesis to the project that never came to be because I don't want to write a whole book or record a whole movie about journalism.
I actually forgot about that, and I do want to see it. But I get excited about it, and then every time I'm gonna do this, I realize I don't want to spend like a year of my life working on something about an industry that I hate. Does that make sense? It makes sense, yeah.
It's just like I don't want to spend my time writing about something I despise. But yeah. Did you watch that Mega 64? I think it was like the intro to an after show. Did I send it to you?
To what?
It was the intro to a Mega 64 after show.
I didn't watch that one. I'll watch it after.
Oh, okay. We'll watch it together after we're done recording this. Is there any last items you'd like to discuss? Anything that else has been going on in the world?
Pretty much nothing has happened to me.
The wubbulous world of Wacky Zacky.
It's been a slow few weeks.
Yeah. It's going.
It's going.
Yeah. It's been. This is the first time in a while where it's like been a couple weeks that I'm like, this is good. Like nothing is wrong right now. Like things are going good. Like it's like that fine and dandy thing. It's like I would say it's fine. It's the first time in a long time that it's fine and dandy at the same time.
Ah, fuck it. I'm gonna chug this. You in?
Oh, I have so much left of this can.
Let's do it. Or not?
Okay. I am going to try to be in. No. There's no ifs. There's no do. It's do or do not. There is no try. Yoda said. I am in. Let's go now. I can't do it. I'm running away. I can't pilot the ape anymore. I can't. It's done. I'm done. I'm going. I'm leaving.
Josh, you can do it. I'm your father. I'm Gendo Ikari. You can do it. He doesn't say this. He never says this.
No. Fuck you, Dad.
If I did it, you fucking can.
You never loved me.
Bitch.
You never loved me.
Bitch. Finish the goddamn hard seltzer.
Oh God. Okay, Dad. Okay.
Little pussy, you're drinking hard seltzer. Just finish it. You can't even finish a can. You fucking loser. You're drinking water and alcohol. You dumbass.
Oh no, I vomited. You fucked me because I did.